Visitor statements. All right, come on, I gotta read this, Ed. The Board of Education welcomes and encourages the participation of its citizens in the business of the school district. There are 2 points in the meeting where visitor statements are scheduled. Citizens are welcome to raise questions or make comments at either one. Comments may be limited to 3 minutes per individual and cannot be combined. Please note the Board of Education will not answer questions or encourage in dialogue during these visitor comments. If a person would like additional time to address the board, such a request should be submitted in writing 48 hours prior to the meeting to the superintendent. In addition, the Board of Education is interested in receiving suggestions and concerns from members of the community. Any individual may make a suggestion or expression of concern at the district school office. All suggestions and or concerns will be referred to the appropriate level staff member or district administrator who is most able to respond in a timely manner. Each concern or suggestion shall be considered on its merits. Any individual who is not satisfied after following the channels of authority may file a grievance under the board policy 2:260, the uniform grievance procedure. Neither this policy nor the uniform grievance procedure creates an independent right to a hearing before the board. For more details, please refer to board policy 2:230, public participation at Board of Education meetings and petitions to the board, and board policy 8:110, public suggestions and concerns. Wow, that's a lot longer than I remember.
I think that's our old message. I think that's
Yeah, that is
That's the old one. That's not-
extensively lengthy.
yeah, no, that's the old message.
I thought that was a lot longer than that.
Yeah, that's what my eyes started to glaze over.
No, I think we have a new message. I think that's just the old
I'm
message.
just impressed that you got through.
If you want to come up to the mic
sit
so we
down.
can hear you, and then what I'll do is I'll just put my hand up when there's like 30 seconds left. Should you,
Okay.
towards you get towards the end.
My name is Ed Cote, 9512 Lexington, Brookfield, Illinois. Real quick, I only came here for one other thing, but now I took all these other notes. First things first is not everybody knows what co-teaching is. So if that question ever comes up for the people that are watching, when we're watching, sometimes these things come up. We don't know what it is. So although everybody on the board may know, a quick run through of the definition is always helpful. As far as staffing, it says 5 to 7 classes, 3 to 5 classes, etc. Some classes are 2 periods long, so is that per period or is that per class? Like, so if you have a class that's 2 periods, does that count towards the FTE for per period, right? Not per class, okay. It just wasn't clear to me on that, so, because it just kept saying per class and I wasn't sure if that was covering all of that. As far as the items that you were just talking about for student advisor, I agree with Mr. Jacobs. Students are the most important thing when it comes to the school. But there is still district business, so very valid points across the board. Sometimes the students just want to be heard. I believe you have an elected council already for student council. So I don't know if that could be part of their charter to be the advisors to the board as opposed to going through a whole different process for election. Or if you decide to go through a whole, have a different person that's outside of the elected council, the current elected council, maybe it's for that council to select the student advisor because it's representation of the students, not a representation that the board picks out of the students. So from that point of view, now for the real reason I'm here, there's actually 2 things. I was asked to pass one thing on to the board that the, well, okay, there's 3 things. First, getting information out. We have other school districts. I'm a member of Village Board. I'm not here on official business. Brookfield Village Board. We have other school districts that show up to Brookfield and run through and give us their report cards, and they do it in front of our village. So if that's ever a consideration, not just going to the libraries, but you could do it at a board meeting. We also have the availability at other items such as, see, I had it. We have farmers markets, et cetera, where you can set up a table and you can have, just be open to questions to the public. We do that as well. Other boards do that. Now back to the real. I was asked to pass along information that since the newly elected principal, there's been this really good energy throughout the school, and it's been passed on. I did stop by and I told the individual already, but we wanted to pass it on to the board. And this isn't just from one family, it's from multiple families. Now, why I was originally here, I'm a member of the Joshua Harris VFW, the local VFW. I was present, and for the members of the local VFW that were also present, they wanted to make sure that we passed on information saying thank you. The presentation was beautiful. We were treated so well. Everybody was treated well, and they were very happy with the whole presentation. They were very thankful to the students. The orchestra was great. The choir was great. Thank you to Mr. Baum. Everything was just so nice. And we wanted to officially say thank you from the local VFW for the members of the VFW that were to make it, because we split between LT and Brookfield. And so, but we wanted to say thank you, and it was greatly appreciated.
Right.
And the students were great. I was hoping that I'll be able to say at least to the students that were here, but that was a little bit later. So that's really all I had. Just thank you very much. It was really good in the VFW. Thanks, Sean.
That's great, Ed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No? Okay. Excellent. Additional discussion items. At this point in the meeting, the Board of Education members may request to add an additional discussion item. Right?
Nope.
Okay.